Hello and welcome to FX Street Currency in Play. I'm joined by Eddie Tofpik of ADM. How are you today, Eddie?
I'm pretty good, actually.
Well, one headline dominating the markets again, it's risk off with North Korea.
Yeah.
And if we have a quick look at the slides, so the headlines or top trends, we're seeing euro-dollar breaks above 120.
Yeah.
Cable looks like it could be heading back up to 130, and the dollar index breaches 92 for the first time since May 2016. But North Korea, I think.
Yeah, and effect on, say, for example, dollar yen as well. Defense stocks, basic raw material stocks have also, and commodities have also done well. So it's that same. That's the one main story, and this is taking over from the big hurricane in America.
Yes.
Which otherwise would be the main source of whatever our news would be at the moment, because it's been fairly quiet at the moment.
And you've brought along a few charts,
Yeah.
just to reiterate a lot of what we're seeing in the FX moves. Starting off with euro-dollar, that break above 120, onwards and upwards.
Well, I don't know if you remember, we sat here last week, I said, if this carries on at this level, then we'll be testing 120 this time next week.
And here we are.
And here we are, and we are. At that time, I said it's fairly free open water to about 121.08, 121.10. Then we've got starting of some resistance levels. The top side, really, the resistance is the upper line of that pitchfork, which I've been speaking about for February, March, April, whenever. That's around about 121.33. So that's the. But most interestingly is the support. If it was to come down, the high back in early August and the middle tine are both at the same level of 119.09. So we've got a coincidence of pretty good strong support. We have resistance which is gradually getting weaker. Well, you can't say weaker, it's there, but it's ascending resistance. And you've got nothing really till about 121.08. So the opportunity for it to try higher to those levels is there for it should it try, should it wish to do so.
I mean, fundamental, obviously, North Korea, that
Fundamentals?
could be a
Come on,
huge
not with the
driver.
fundamentals again. Oh, I thought I got away from all of that. No, the North Korea situation, this is obviously a risk-off situation. You know, people going to the yen, the euro, and the dollar in whatever their particular time zone. That's part of it. The dollar is a little bit potentially weakened because of what's been going on with Harvey, which is apparently a re-energized Harvey, much like a rabbit if you think about
Coming
it.
back again, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't go stopping, which is a sad thing to say with all the things that's been happening. It's actually much more tragic than we make it. But this is a safe haven area. People are just moving over to those at the moment. And whether it be fixed income or other defense stocks or defensive stocks, then that's where they're going through at the moment.
Understood. Next up, we're looking at euro sterling as Brexit negotiations continue, and this is an interesting play. Euro strength.
Well, it's also interesting because when we last spoke, I said this is the channel line it's been moving, which has been really from June, July all the way through, and it's broken above that. And there's not very much now to. Well, to be honest, it's hitting some resistance at 93. There's nothing until 93.66 beyond that. And then there's nothing to 94.12, which is the 21st century high. So we are within spitting distance of it. I mean, it fits on the chart. It's within a reasonable distance to look at the top side of what's happening and say, are we going to test the 21st century high for the euro sterling? And I'd say at the moment, it looks likely. You know, we've had one close on a weekly above it. We've had a number of daily closes above, which look good. At the moment, it does try get over 93, get over 93.66, and you're easily there. And it looks more reasonable. The support, well, that's that back down below it. That's still around at the 92.22 area, which is the top side of that time. And you'd need to go to 90.17 to make it neutral.
Understood. And we're looking also at, moving on to the next slide, with dollar yen, that kind of risk off trade we've already mentioned. Can we see this dollar going lower against the yen?
Well, here's the interesting thing. First off, it's the first move below the uptrend from September 2016. First time ever. Fine. That's a bearish sign. Yet, it's also the first real move in the last 2 weeks. It had a couple of goes earlier on, but didn't really manage it, below a key 50% Fibonacci move of the whole of 2016. So we're back below effectively the middle of the whole of 2016, and that's at 108.86. We've done that before, and we've been lower than that before back in April. but we never managed 2 consecutive closes. And this is a very, very technical market, because that's where technical analysis comes from. So yes, it's a good move, but you'd need confirmation. You'd need confirmation, a close below 108.86, and ideally you'd need a reasonable soon attack at 108.11 and to punch through that.
All about confirmation, very important.
Yes, otherwise we're back up and we could be testing 110.55, which is the upside resistance.
Back in that range again.
Yeah.
And finally, Bitcoin, we talk about it every week, and it's on everyone's lips at the moment. A push higher, maybe it's, again, safe haven play or whatever.
That's my first thoughts, but I'm so surprised we haven't seen a reasonable move up in this. We had the recent high at 44.82 area, and that happened last week. We had a reasonable attempt to get at it. We had the previous week was the actual high. Why aren't we trying higher? Everything on that chart looks higher, higher, higher. Lagging indicators, forward pointing indicators, everything. Why aren't we moving? There needs to be some reason why it's not moving, or maybe I'm not seeing it. We need to look at, otherwise we're looking down to 40.52 as the next area of support. And if that goes, well, there's an opportunity potentially, if you have 2 closes below that, an opportunity then to test down to 3,600 again.
Understood. Look out for that, Bitcoin traders.
Yeah.
And finally, we're looking at the calendar for the next 24 hours. Nothing really to move the market. What's the key? Well, what should FX traders be looking out for this
FX
week?
traders are on holiday. I wish I was, but we're on holiday, most of them. What they're looking for when they are there, and they're going to be coming back very, very soon, because we're seeing people coming back in, is going to be the non-farm payroll, and then the other side of Labour Day to look at what the US interest rates are going to be like, whether there's going to be a change this time round. At the moment, there's nothing really going in each direction. But non-farm payroll Friday, and then watch to see what's going to happen with the Fed.
And also, obviously, overarching everything.
In case somebody, I mean, my concern is you'll have somebody in North Korea puts the switch the wrong way, and the thing, instead of flying over the top of Hokkaido, which is the size of Ireland approximately, and about as many people in it, 5 million odd people. Instead of flying over it, it then heads the other way and goes towards Beijing or something like that. I mean, that would be just ironic if it was. But that's the sort of thing, this is a show of, you've got your systems, your anti-missile missile, and we've got a missile which is against your anti-missile missile, and it goes on. And it's a little bit like, just, chill out.
Understood. Well, on those wise words, Eddie, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.